Welcome, welcome, AVANCE star. Twinkle, twinkle, AVANCE star. We're so proud of who you are. Oh my God, this is horrible. You see, Rita de AVANCE, que maravilloso eres tú. Párense de frente y todos seremos bienvenidos, bienvenidos, estrellitas de AVANCE. Brilla, brilla, estrella de AVANCE. Estamos orgullosos de quién eres tú. Yay! Thank you so much. Our little babies and mothers will be here. They're going to step out for a moment, but we can join with them later downstairs for a reception. Thank you. We really do want to thank our San Antonio chapter for everything they do for us. They're a great supporter of the national office, and their families do so much. So thank you again to AVANCE San Antonio families in our chapter. I turn now to introduce you to someone who has always been a great supporter of youth, education programs, and has dedicated his life to serving not just our communities, but our country. He is a colonel in the National Guard and a former member of the Texas House of Representatives, who authored what has become known as the Texas Dream Act. It is my great privilege to introduce to you my boss, the president and CEO of AVANCE, Inc. Under his leadership, AVANCE has grown significantly and has landed the organization on the Hispanic Business Magazine's top 10 nonprofits for 2011, and the magazine named him as one of their top 100 influential Hispanics. Please join me in welcoming Richard J. Noriega.
Thank you, Cleo. She's working on a raise. But and I want to welcome everyone to AVANCE this morning. And what's always difficult in this position is to have to follow an act like our AVANCE parents and children. Weren't they beautiful? Let's give them another round of applause. So on behalf of the AVANCE National Board of Directors and the families, we want to welcome each and every one of you across the country and to thank you for joining us today for this momentous occasion as we announce our new 4 national partners here in the United States. But before we get started, I'd like to recognize a few special people. First, our AVANCE team members. Staff and volunteers who, without their work, this would not be possible. So all of our AVANCE staff and team members, if you'd just raise your hand, please raise your hand. If you're part of the AVANCE team, let's give them all a hand for their work commitment to the families in the community. I'd also like to represent a couple of other key special guests that have joined us here this morning. Let me begin by recognizing Jonathan Hune, who is with a great supporter of AVANCE with Senator John Cornyn's office. Thank you, Jonathan, for taking the time to be here with us. Let me also recognize Stephanie Smith with the office of Congressman Charlie Gonzalez. Thank you again. Both the senator and congressman have been incredible supporters of AVANCE, the families, and the children. Now I get the opportunity, it's a special guest, to make an introduction, and I think I may have done this once before, but I think it's, I hope I get to do it a lot more. For those of you that are from San Antonio and those of our guests that are across the country, Saturday, the San Antonio Express News had a wonderful editorial. And in the editorial, it talks about a strong case exists for pre-K plan. What the editorial talked about was a leadership initiative led by the mayor of San Antonio, the Brain Power Initiative that the mayor put together with business leaders and community leaders across this community with a vision of significantly impacting the future of this great city and making the commitment through force and through will and through voter approval to change the direction of the city over the next 20 years, and doing that by way of a commitment to pre-K and to the children that you saw performing here this morning. It's a great honor for me to be able to introduce the mayor of this great city, who, as many of you know, is becoming quite a national figure, and that's our mayor here in San Antonio, Mayor Julian Castro.
Thank you very much, Rick, and good morning. Well, Rick, I want to commend you and the AVANCE staff, all of the folks who, for almost 40 years now, I know next year in 2013 it'll be 40 years, have ensured that the path to prosperity and opportunity is available for so many of our young girls and boys in San Antonio and now throughout the United States. I also want to thank and commend Joe de la Garza, the board chair, as well as all of the board members, and say hello and congratulations and welcome to the 4 new partners in the parent-child education program that we're going to hear from in just a few minutes. San Antonio is very proud to be the home of AVANCE for several reasons. Maybe the most important is that in this community we believe that brain power is the new currency of success in the 21st century. That those communities that produce it will be the communities that prosper economically. Those that have it will be the ones that take on the greatest roles in our nation and in our world. We also know that every single person in our community has a role to play in ensuring that we find that prosperity and create that brain power. Our teachers have a big role, of course, our school districts, our policymakers, but perhaps the biggest role lies in the hands of the parents and students in the responsibility that comes with shepherding a child to academic success. And over the years, we've accumulated in San Antonio and the nation thousands and thousands of success stories of parents who were empowered to be an effective shepherd of their child's education because of the work of AVANCE. And those living testaments to AVANCE's work are doctors, they're engineers, they're successful business people, they're parents themselves, and I bet now some of them are grandparents who themselves know the value of a great education. And so the reason that San Antonio is so proud of AVANCE is that it strikes right at the heart of what it takes to become a successful community. And the work continues 40 years down the road. And that's why I'm so excited that the program is expanding. It means a lot for the United States because the fact is that the partners that will be announced today, and we'll have an opportunity to say a few remarks, like San Antonio, they really represent the new face of America. It's these communities where you can see those folks that will make up the demographic wave of the next few years. And it's important that when we have a success story like AVANCE, a model that is proven time and again to actually work and ensure great results, that gets to spread and multiply. So congratulations to everyone who's been involved. Look forward to great partnerships in the future. And I think a stronger San Antonio, a stronger set of communities where these partners are at, and ultimately a stronger United States of America because of the great work that AVANCE is doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And as the Mayor said, kind of a little prelude of AVANCE's history and our philosophy, where the parent is the first teacher and the home is the first classroom. For nearly 40 years now, we have been working very hard to help unlock America's potential with humble beginnings here in the projects in San Antonio. I suspect that the founders may have not thought about or realized that one day we would be having this conversation via this social platform with people and across the country. And so to talk a little bit more and to introduce our new national partners. I have the honor of introducing someone who we brought on as a dynamic leader, as the director of Unlocking America's Potential Research Project, and giving her the honor in announcing our 4 new national partners. And that's our colleague, Magdalena Santos. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. And what a great honor to follow our great Mayor Julian Castro at the podium. Good morning, everyone. I am thrilled that you were all able to join in this morning for this amazing milestone. It's hard to believe that merely 1 year ago, we were all in Washington, D.C., announcing the official kickoff of this project. And at that time, we introduced to you 6 partners who so willingly and capably stepped up to the plate to help us in this mission to unlock America's potential, one family at a time. The project has been made possible through the generosity of the Kellogg Foundation. In 2010, AVANCE was awarded a $12.6 million grant over a 5-year period of time to do 2 important things. First, we're to expand into 12 new Hispanic communities throughout the United States over a 3-year period of time. Secondly, we are to study in collaboration with the National Institute for Early Education Research out of Rutgers University the adaptability of our program in 3 new ethnic communities. As such, we selected an African American group out of Brooklyn, New York, the Excellence Baby Academy. We selected an American Indian group, the Fond du Lac Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa in Cloquet, Minnesota, and an Hispanic non-Mexican group in Newark, New Jersey by the name of La Casa de Don Pedro to participate in this amazing project. Although the results of the adaptability of our program may not be known officially for 2 more years, I am proud to announce that as of today, we have confirmed that our program is adaptable. It works. It's easy. It's basic. It's necessary. And it works because there's one rule that applies to everyone, regardless of where you live, what your ethnic background may be, where you came from, where you're going. The rule is the same. As a parent, you must become involved with your child's education from the very beginning. As a parent, you must make your home the first classroom to your child. And as a parent, you must become and continue to be your child's most important role model throughout their careers. It's as simple as that. Also, I'm proud to announce that the 6 original partners have all completed successfully the implementation and delivery of the AVANCE program in their communities this past May, and they celebrated by conducting some very invigorating. We had the honor of attending their graduations, and they were just so amazing, very, very touching. Today, I also have the honor of presenting our 4 new partners, 3 of which represent Hispanic community support organizations, and 1 an African American community support organization. First, I'd like to introduce from Amistades Incorporated in Tucson, Arizona, Chief Operating Officer Claudia Hassel-Stevens. Good morning, Claudia. Can you hear us? I'm good. Would you like to share a few words with us?
Provides prevention services for high-need and underserved youth and families. So essentially, we build healthcare communities through creating social norms that are culturally acceptable and really are aligned with our mission, vision, and values of creating a stronger sense of self. We're inspired by the opportunity to bring the AVANCE program, a program that's been proven to be so effective to the Tucson community and the parents and the children that need the services the most. Amistades shares cultural values and organizational values with AVANCE, and most notably that familia is the corazón, the heart of the community, and that a child's education does begin at home. So as one of AVANCE's national partners, we can now provide resources that will empower parents and children to break the cycle of poverty and create opportunities for success. So on behalf of Amistades, thank you, AVANCE. We're excited to begin this incredible journey that we know will improve the lives of so many people in Tucson and our community. So thank you. Adelante y muchísimas gracias.
Gracias, Claudia. We're happy to have you on board. Now, representing ASPIRA of Florida in Miami, I'd like to introduce President and CEO George Cabrera. George, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much. We're very happy to join this family. And it's amazing how technology works, that we're all in different parts of the country and we're here together watching each other. That's amazing, and this is what we need to translate to our children and to our parents, that we need to come together as a community. ASPIRA is one of the largest youth agencies in the United States that serves thousands of Hispanic and other minority youth through innovative and creative youth leadership programs and charter schools. A landmark presence in Florida for over 30 years and nationally for over 50 years as a movement. And we've helped transform the lives of hundreds of thousands of students, as well as their families and communities. And we are very excited through all of our years of service, the outcomes that we've had with all the students and families that have actually walked through our doors. Bringing AVANCE to our community is amazing. This will allow for our target population to have even more opportunities presented to them regarding early childhood and parent education at a critical stage in a child's development, which to us is very important. When a parent is proactive and is given support in helping their children become prepared and engaged students, families are strengthened and parents and children together can reach their full potential. The services that AVANCE offers will reach an at-risk, underserved community and give them a place to turn to for help. And that is why our organization is really proud to join forces with AVANCE and with everybody else that's here with us today. And again, we thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, George. We're excited to have you on board as well. Now, representing the Early Learning Neighborhood Collaborative in Grand Rapids, Michigan, I would like to introduce President and CEO Dr. Nkechy Ezeh. Good morning, Nkechy.
Good morning, Magda. How are you?
I'm good,
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me be a part of this. We are so excited in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Of course, I'm representing the Early Learning Neighborhood Collaborative, which is a Kellogg initiative. It's a collaborative of 8 grassroots and faith-based organizations that are really working together to close a gap in the inner city of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Where we live, the neighborhood that we serve, 2 out of 10 children do not have access to quality preschool programs, and as a result, 83% of them are not ready for kindergarten. We all know that if you're not ready for kindergarten, you're not ready for life. So Early Learning Neighborhood Collaborative will really try to work with the partners to provide technical, developmental, and educational assistance to increase the quality preschool in the neighborhood and also alleviate some barriers that are keeping our children from not performing well in school. We are so excited to be a part of AVANCE. In 2010, 8 members from our partner collaborative visited San Antonio. We saw firsthand what AVANCE is doing to the family. We walked through it, we started the classes, and I can't even begin to tell you in a short time that we have what the partners are saying. They're using words like AVANCE integrate all aspects of developmental domain into their programming. AVANCE is the best practice that we know so far. AVANCE is energizing parents, motivating parents, building capacity in the neighborhood. How can we bring AVANCE to Grand Rapids? So since 2010, I have made it my own professional passion really to bring AVANCE to Grand Rapids. And I'm so proud that we are really continuing this affiliate. And the rest of you all over the world, watch out, because Michigan will be the next big thing for AVANCE.
Thank you. We're so excited that you're on board. Thank you so much. And finally, representing the family place in Washington, D.C., I'd like to introduce Executive Director Haley Wiggins. Good morning, Haley.
Good morning, Magda. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Excited to be here. The Family Place has been serving low-income families in the D.C. area for over 32 years. And our mission is very similar to AVANCE mission. Our mission is to empower low-income families and to foster the optimal development of their young children through educational and support services. And we offer these services in three broad program areas, including family literacy, family wellness, and parent. And like AVANCE, we know the importance of parents being involved in their child's education and really instilling the idea in parents that they are their child's first teacher, and that the home is the first and best classroom. We're very excited to be working with the AVANCE program, and we know that we can help establish and improve the future of this nation, of our communities, through investing in parents and their young children now. And we are very grateful for this opportunity and grateful to the Unlocking American Potential Project, AVANCE, and the Kellogg Foundation for the opportunity to implement the AVANCE program and to partner with all of you. So thanks so much for choosing us, and we're very excited to get the program up and going.
Thank you, Haley. Have a wonderful day. Everyone, please join me one more time in welcoming our partners. I'm sure they're going to do a great job for all of us. And now I'd like to turn the podium back over to our President and CEO, Rick Noriega.
Thank you, Magda. And I guess y'all can see now why this particular Kellogg project has been such a success over the last 2.5 years. Magda and her team has done a phenomenal job, and we look forward to this particular research project continuing long into the future. Before I move forward, let me also recognize a very special guest that just joined us, also a champion of education. Not only has taught at Trinity University urban education, but also was a member of the Stanford baseball team. And that's our own city council member here in San Antonio, Councilman Ray Saldana. Thank you, Ray, for being here with us. And so, like everyone across the country that is listening right now, we all have our own particular American stories, and we can all tell it in our own way. But I have the privilege of introducing someone that we at AVANCE are very, very proud of. A graduate of our first class in 1973. And let me just tell you a little bit about this person. Not only is this person just a superstar, but walks the talk, has working 2 jobs, completing their master's degree, and has said, one day, Rick, I'm going to take your job, which I say, okay, that's fine. Just wait a few years, though, first. Give me a couple more years. But has just done a tremendous job. He leads our fatherhood curriculum and program here for AVANCE, teaches it, and he does a super, super job for us. So without further ado, let me introduce Vicente. Vicente, you come forward and share with us your story.
Well, Jesus. I just want to say thank you to everybody for being able to be here. And this wouldn't have ever been possible if AVANCE didn't take the time to go door to door to my mom's apartment back in the San Antonio Housing Authority, the Mirasol Courts on San Fernando, back in 1973. Because of their dedication and them not faltering and not giving up on my mom's low self-esteem and being 18 with 3 kids, she was able to succeed. she told us one day, it's like, you know what? If AVANCE believes in me and my 18-year-old self, low self-esteem with 3 kids, one in my arms, one crawling, and one walking, why not? Why not strive to do what they want me to do? And she says they came for 3.5 months every single day, and she would lock the door. And she would walk out through the back and say, and they would catch her, and it's like, Miss Galindo, where are you going? It's like, I'm going to work. It says here you're unemployed. I'm going to school. It says here that you never got past the 5th grade. And said, you've been coming here for 3.5 months. What would you like me to do? It's like, if you sign here, it's like if I sign up for the program, you stop coming. So she did, but she didn't know it was 9 months. And all she had to do was walk half a block on Randall. And she did it. And after she graduated, they helped her with her GED. After she graduated with her GED, they helped her get into nursing school. And she graduated. And she did it. I still remember back in 1974 when she got her state certificate from nursing school. And my mom looked at me and said, this is it. This is key. And I was like, what's that? It's like, education, mijo. That was back in 1974. And to this day, because of this, the very first graduating class, this is what set the tone for my future, for my little sisters, for my older brother, my older sister, that AVANCE does work. Today, now, I'm still in my community counseling master's program. I've been in school since my mom could ever give birth to me, and I have 15 months left to graduate my master's. My goal is to get my PhD. And again, because AVANCE never gave up. It's possible. They unlocked my mom's potential. They unlocked mine, my little sisters, my older brother, my older sister as well. And I've been given the best opportunity ever in the world. And it's not a job to me because it's a passion, being able to come and work for AVANCE to represent the families in the community, teaching them the 9-month parent-child curriculum at AVANCE San Antonio, Carmen P. Cortez Center. I still remember the picture that my mom took of Carmen P. Cortez and my little sister over there at Oneida Lake University on the steps after graduation. And I hold that key because if it wasn't for AVANCE again, nothing is possible. And being able to work with the dads for 12 weeks and then into a 9-month parent-child program is key. I also like to take this moment to say a little story about Domingo Zarate. He was a father that came in, and when he came in, all the dads were like, he might be a grandpa. He was 58 years old. He had just had a baby. It was a 3-month-old baby. And the first thing he did when we walked in, he's like, hi, my name's Domingo Zarate, and I'm going to learn from you. And I have a 3-month-old, and all the guys were like, what? 58 with the 3-month-old. And he looked at our youngest dad that was 17 years old, and he said, I'm going to learn from you, and everybody. It's like, and he ended up passing away right before graduation. But his spirit was with us. And if every single family, every single parent takes the time to come to AVANCE, to learn that it starts with them laying the foundation for their educational career path, everything is possible. I just like to say thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicente. Real quick before I go forward, I'm going to take do you want me to take this Twitter question now or later? Okay, we'll get the question and answer. But as you can tell, Vicente's doing a tremendous job for us, and we really look forward to him doing bigger and better things with AVANCE and families across the country. We're coming to the end, and I want to thank everyone for attending today, our special guests, and we're looking forward to a long and productive partnership. You heard from our new partners from across the country. We know that having gone through a rigorous selection process, that these are social entrepreneurs across the country that are going to do great things. They're going to take this particular model and curriculum and use it as a pivot point to even do more creative things and greater things within their communities to impact their communities in unlocking America's potential. And let me just give you one example of and a challenge to our 4 partners as well. Our first 2 licensees, first 5 located in California, started about 3 years ago. And today, they have expanded the AVANCE program to over 10 program sites across Sonoma and Santa Barbara counties. And we are extremely proud of the success of First 5 in Sonoma County. They have formed a partnership with Santa Rosa Junior College that is providing a ticket to college for all AVANCE child graduates. They can redeem upon enrollment to college a sample of this certificate. They now have a ticket as a child graduate, a ticket to community college of the continuum, Mayor, from early childhood education to at least through year 14. And that's the kind of social innovation and partnerships that are occurring across the country that really parallels with your vision, Mayor, of what you're doing here in San Antonio. And so we want to challenge and encourage our partners that are listening in, not just our new partners that we're celebrating with today, but our other partners across the country as we continue to work to unlock America's potential. Now, with that, I understand, is that correct, Cleo? I'm going to take a few questions. We had one that came in on Twitter. Came in on Twitter from Randy Espinosa, and the question is, how will Mayor Castro incorporate early childhood education into his pre-K plan? Would you like to take that question, Mayor?
Yeah, it's a great question, and really the Brainpower Initiative is entirely about early childhood education. And it's going to be accomplished basically 2 ways. The first way is that we're going to set up 4 different centers in the first 3 years across the city that will offer 4-year-olds very high quality pre-K education, about 1,500 of those. And then the second way is that we're going to give to the best providers out there, whether they're nonprofit or public or so on, the opportunity to compete to add slots for 4-year-olds around the city so that we're able to get to all the 4-year-olds that are not being served right now who are eligible under state guidelines for pre-K, and then put a sliding scale on it for those that don't meet the income requirements but still want to avail themselves of high-quality pre-K education. I should also say that one significant component of what we're doing involves parent involvement, engagement. We know that it's not enough to just say we're going to put these young people into a classroom. What we want is that we want to change the trajectory of the entire family and ensure that these parents are prepared and engaged, and that's where I think AVANCE comes in. And that's why I'm so proud that AVANCE is here in San Antonio, because I have no doubt that the path of this initiative and the path of AVANCE are going to cross in the future. All right?
Well, we've got a couple of minutes. Are there any other questions, either from the media or from Twitter or Facebook or any of the other social platforms? We've got a couple of more minutes before we'll wrap this up. And I think Cleo is facilitating anything that might come in. Yes, ma'am. Well, that's a great question, but let me expand on it a little bit, because not just here in San Antonio, but across the country. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce has done a phenomenal job on recognizing that their initiative on workforce, early workforce development, they have an entire component department that is focused on recognizing that early childhood development is critical to the future employment needs of this country and being competitive in a global economy. As well, there have been other business leaders and military leaders. Military Readiness Commission, a nonprofit out of Washington, D.C., whom I always I always laud because of general officers retired recognize too that our national security is hinges on early childhood development and being able to have people that are able to enter military service. But we are faced with a challenge with being able to tell the story to our business leaders that frequently deal in a frame of a quarterly report and what are my immediate and short-term gains based on an investment. And it becomes a little bit more difficult for to change that frame to understand, as is occurring in this community and other communities around the country, that your outcome is going to occur in 10 or 15 years. However, we've got to change that conversation. And one of the ways, now from a parochial standpoint, I'll say here at AVANCE, is linking together the things that we do with other components of our family support programs. Here's an example. Of course, in year one, we're focused on the parent as the first teacher. And in year two of those parents that return to our program, we're focusing on issues of GED, obtaining GED, of whether it's language skills, computer skills, making them competitive in a workforce and employable. A study that was done here, or a survey by St. Mary's University, recognized that AVANCE parents that had gone through increased their household income by a significant margin by making them more competitive and employable. I think what we tell business leaders, and of course the mayor here in San Antonio in a very prejudiced way, I can say, has enlisted the support of great corporate leaders like here at USAA and HEB Groceries with Charles Butt that see the long-term view. They, of course, do the short-term things necessary to celebrate scholarships and those kinds of things. But they also recognize the investment early on that is critical to the long-term vision of the community. The report that was done by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the study done by Dr. James Heckman, Nobel laureate economist, demonstrates that $1 of investment in 0 to 3 saves you 6, 7, 8 times the dollars down the road. It's the best investment you can make, perhaps, in education, because almost everything else that we do in education, almost everything, whether it's remedial work in elementary school, middle school, after-school programs, you name it, almost always is dealing with the collateral effects or the second and third order effects of not having made the investment in the decisive point in 0 to 3 or early childhood education. That's a fact. And so I think that with the business community, when you make that case and argument that this is the best investment that you can make in the future of your community and in the national security of this country, they get it. And I think we've got to find ways for them to link the employability and then families being able to increase their capacity earnings and how that helps the community at large. I think we collectively have to do a better job of making that argument. We've got one Twitter question, since I rambled on, from Rose Alvarez in Michigan. How can AVANCE help in job obtainment and educational goals for unemployed parents? I think I kind of may have just I touched on that already, but Dr. Ezeh, you want to take that question from Michigan?
Yeah, and the question is about AVANCE helping.
Oh, the question again is, and this is a
Well, I think the first thing, ELNC fits in very well with AVANCE's mission, which is really to build capacity in parents. If we can build capacity in parents, they can build capacity with their kids. And I know when parents are hurting, if they don't have a job, then the first thing is, well, I need a job right now, I need a job right now. So being a part of AVANCE, I believe will build capacity in parents in terms of helping them understand what's going on. Right now, as I speak, behind the walls here, we're doing advanced training, we're doing our staff training, and the first thing that Charles is talking about is also getting parents to know the resources, the community that are available for parents to use. So exposing the parents that have a job or don't even have a job to the resources that are currently available there, giving them opportunity to network with one another, also coming in contact with advanced staff that can also give them the leads of what's going on. But I think the priority right now is for parents to be the first teacher, but also finding a way. I love what you guys are doing in San Antonio in terms of connecting parents with higher educational institutions to help them further their education or other some kind of employment that is going on there. That's what we're going to try to do here at ELNC. First of all, build the capacity in the parents. Secondly, expose them to the resources that are available. Thirdly, give them the support system and networking opportunity with other parents, with other colleagues, with the professionals that are going to be coming in for that parent education piece of it. I believe it's the third hour. And also being a voice in the community to bring about the change that we really want to see. So the person in Michigan, please reach out to me and you can go to our website or through AVANCE and we can talk more. Okay, thank you.
So Ross Alvarez in Michigan, please reach out to Dr. Ezeh. And let me tell you about just a little bit of initiative, Ross, that we're doing here in Texas. Everyone recognizes that funds are scarce and government dollars are tight, and it's imperative that you look for ways to partner and to collaborate with folks to make dollars stretch and to be more effective. That we are we can all use the math of 1 + 1 is 3 to be force multipliers in collaborating like we're doing today. And here's an example. We have a great program in El Paso, Texas. We've been fortunate enough here in Texas and in New Mexico to have support from AmeriCorps. And we have AmeriCorps workers working in El Paso and in New Mexico. And as a result of that, we have had 45 AmeriCorps workers go through, they were first AVANCE parents that went through our AVANCE program and then became employed as AmeriCorps workers and went on. Here in San Antonio, those parent educators that have come through our program, and oftentimes parents that have come through our program and then become parent educators and employed even within our own program. This year we formed a partnership with Palo Alto College, and for the first time all of our parent educators across the country are now receiving continuing education units and credit as a certified parent educator, an AVANCE parent educator, through certification of Palo Alto College. And so that's where the rubber meets the road of how you connect the dots in using the parenting program then to leverage to do other things to make someone employable. And those are just two immediate examples. I'm going to use that as a positive point to wrap things up, to thank our very special guests that are here that joined us from Senator Cornyn's office, Congressman Gonzalez's office, our council member and the mayor in this historic occasion, along with our 4 new national partners, to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule in celebrating this historic day and this using this social media platform of a national press conference for all of us to join arm in arm as we continue to strive to unlock America's potential. Thank you all so much for participating and coming.